Okay. Right then, it's day 3. So I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff that I've done to prepare for this. Right. So right, I'm going to go for stopping drinking. Okay, I've been preparing for this for 4 years, so you know it's like It's not just stopping drinking and stopping smoking. I'm actually doing this, right? Oh look, it's all back to front. I don't know if you can see this like the right way round, because while I'm filming it, it's back to front, but it says the gut makeover. And Jeanette Hyde. So basically, what that is you're doing like 4 weeks of no caffeine, no sugar and sweeteners. You can have a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple syrup, but basically no sweeteners apart from that. Right, no grains, no beans, no vegetable oils apart from olive oil, no dairy. Did I say no caffeine? No caffeine. It's just basically fruits, vegetables, herbs, meat and fish and olive oil for a month. But you have to focus on certain types of vegetables and fruit for the prebiotics, right? Prebiotics are things like apples, bananas, asparagus, artichoke hearts, raw garlic, raw onions, pak choi. They're the ones I can remember anyway. So then you've got your well, that's for the first 2 weeks. You've got to concentrate on those sort of like fruit and vegetables. Right. Okay, so that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm going to combine that with Christopher Walker's. He's got this thing called the thermo diet, and it's basically based on meat and fish and fruit. You can still have some vegetables and stuff, but basically it's very similar to the gut makeover, but it boosts your metabolism a lot because you're focusing on fruit. Now, I can still include things like squash, zucchinis, tomatoes, peppers, stuff like that, as well as all normal sort of fruit and berries and stuff. I'm going to be having things like smoothies with pears, fresh pears, and then frozen raspberries and blueberries, and then some. What I've been doing is coconut kefir with it for breakfast, you know, and then having some sort of salt water with like Himalayan salt, or I've been using this Redmond real salt, which is pretty good as well. And bone broths in the morning. Soups. I've been getting to this soup that I've found really good is zucchini or courgette soup with watercress made with like chicken stock, a bit of garlic for flavour, and olive oil, and just blend it all up, and it just makes a really tasty, really nutritious soup, really easy to digest. So some of the other things I want to do as well is teeth, gums. I'm getting a bit long in the teeth. Look. So I've got to grow my gums. That means giving up smoking and drinking and doing all this other stuff. I might talk about that at another time. You know, probably oil pulling. Yeah, twice a day for at least 2 weeks. It goes on for 2 weeks. So I want to grow my gums as well as making my hair go dark. I want to grow my gums back again so they sort of like get more younger. Right. Oh yeah. See, I might look quite healthy, but look, there's all this I've got to get rid of. I mean, if I breathe in, it's still there. You know, it's like there's no six pack here. This is like, you know, someone called me like love the other day, a couple of days ago. I think it was yesterday, because I had all my long hair and stuff, and it was like someone was coming behind me. It's like, excuse me, love. It's like it was some guy. It's like, I thought I was a woman, so that's for another reason. It just seems tiring to sort of shave my hair and stuff, you know. But I want to lose weight as well. I don't want people to think I'm a pregnant woman, you know. That's why I still got this little minimalist moustache as well. So people don't think that I'm a woman because I've got this belly. But that's part of it. I'm supposed to lose weight with doing this thermo diet. It's supposed to boost your metabolism. Okay. Another thing I'm also going to be doing is the exercise regime, high intensity interval training, you know, doing sprinting up hills and stuff, maybe some bit of weights as well. So it's going to be like a transformation. I've got problems, like I've had problems with like sleeping. I don't know how well you can see it, but like I've got these like acne. It doesn't look too bad now I've shaved it off, but there's a little bit there, a little bit there, bit on the front, but it actually does get worse than that, you know, and for a couple of weeks, but it's really hard to keep it away, especially when I'm drinking alcohol. I mean, it's from inflammation, and it's from having like not very good guts. So this is a lot to do with like, this is why I'm doing this gut makeover thing. So now, today, this moment, I'm deciding I'm giving up alcohol and smoking. I'm going to start this regime. Okay. Right. There's. I watched a video a while ago, and he was talking about how to improve your channel, right? Your YouTube channel. And this guy's advice was, if you're going to give up something like alcohol, don't tell people that you're going to give it up. Just like give it up, and then after about a week or 2 weeks, then tell people, right? So I'm ignoring that advice. I'm like, the whole point of what I'm doing now is to show the difficult stuff, you know. It's like I'm going through all the hard stuff, you know. So I don't want to hide it, you know. That's not the point. The point of these videos is to go through the darkness, you know, and make it like light, you know. So I want to go through all that darkness. So I want you to see those first few days of when it's going to be really horrible, because for years I'm thinking I want to stop drinking alcohol, I want to stop smoking, you know, and I'm thinking this all the fucking time, you know. I'm thinking it all the time. So it's like, what's stopping me from doing it? I could do it any time, any moment. I could just stop drinking or stop smoking. Why don't I? I keep telling myself that's what I want to do. Why aren't I doing it? What's stopping me? And after 30 years of this, it's like, what the fuck's going on? Have I got any free will or what? You know? So anyway, so this is what this is about. It's like, I'm going to prove that I have got free will. Right? Coconut water. Full of minerals, really good for potassium, but it's got like other minerals as well, you know, magnesium, calcium, all kinds of stuff in there. Okay. Right, so it's going to be difficult. I imagine it's going to be difficult. There's all this kind of like this thing, right? This super ego. It's like Agent Smith. It's like this voice in my subconscious. So when I try to think about giving up alcohol, it's saying no. It's like this deep, powerful voice saying, no, you can't give up alcohol. You have to drink. You can't give up smoking. You have to smoke, otherwise you'll die. You know, and it's like, I know I'm not going to die if I give up, but it's like, it just has this really powerful, like hypnotic effect. So, it's like I've got to crush this Agent Smith or the architect. Oh, you know the architect from the Matrix, right? He's got that pen. You know, he's got this little pen that he clicks, right? Now that pen, what it is, because you've got to look at the Matrix films as symbology. What that pen is the script writer. That is the pen that writes the script for your life. You know, it's the super ego. It's telling you what to do all the time. You know, it's this sort of like super parent sort of in your psyche that becomes like this robot sort of like consciousness in your psyche that tells you what to do and what you can do and what you can't do, and it keeps you trapped in the Matrix. So it's like this. I've had to do all this preparation. It's like training, so that I'm ready to sort of like destroy this superego thing now. Right. So when I'm going to give up alcohol, normally this sort of thing would be really difficult, but because I've done all the research, I've meditated, etc., I'm hoping this is going to be pretty easy. You know, it's just like child's play, really, because it's all straightforward. The only reason I haven't done it before is because maybe I haven't done the preparation, or I haven't just focused enough on it. So why do I think it's going to work? Well, the reason it's going to work is because I want it to work, for one. I've done lots of preparation. I've got a whole load of stuff ready to sort of like utilize to help me sort of get through this, right? It's 30 days. I'm looking at 30 days now of no tobacco, no alcohol, no caffeine, no sugar, no dairy, no grains, no beans or pulses. Yeah, it's going to be quite a change. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to be growing my gums, making my hair go dark again, losing weight. I'm just going to see how things go. You know, it's like I'm just going to put all these things together. Oh, also, I'm going to learn to levitate whilst juggling chainsaws as well, if possible, if I've got time. You know, you want to keep your goals as high as possible. That's what I think. Okay. What else have we got? Yeah, so I'm expecting the next couple of days to be a bit dodgy, a bit hard work. I'll probably be in a bad mood. But who knows? Maybe if things will go really well. I'm looking at it like I've got to revert to my childhood. You know, when there was no, I never used to smoke or drink. I want a cigarette already, you know. So, you know, I've had practice. I'm sort of learning humor and taking things with a pinch of salt, not getting angry about stuff. I feel like getting angry about a whole load of stuff. Like the reason I smoke and drink is because of the school system that we've got. Now, I don't know if I've explained this before. I probably have, but I don't know if you remember or if you haven't seen my videos before. The school system that we have causes irreversible trauma. The people that developed it were the German military in the 1880s, and they developed this system of schooling, which is designed to basically make perfect soldiers. People that would just follow orders. They would have enough knowledge to just be able to read maps, follow instructions, understand orders, and basically just do what they're told. But what they found was that about 5% of people became irreversibly traumatized, what they called irreversibly traumatized. And so they abandoned it. They abandoned that form of education. That was in the 1880s. And so after the Second World War, the Allies, basically America and Britain and France, decided to sort of, 2 years after the Second World War, 1947, they decided to, well, that's what it appears like, they decided to bring in this form of compulsory dumbed down schooling, knowing full well that it's going to traumatize 5% of people, right, for the whole of their life. And at the same time, all around the world, that they brought in this form of education, right? And at the same time, they brought in the prohibition, making cannabis a controlled substance. And cannabis is the only herb that effectively treats trauma, irreversible trauma. So what they've done is they've created a situation where 5% of people are stuck in a nightmare. They've been traumatized for life, and the only effective medicine has been made illegal. They're trying to create hell on earth. But it's not just anybody. It's not just random people. These 5% aren't random people. They are the right brain thinkers, the visual thinkers, right? Who, in biblical terms, used to be the seers before you had prophets, right? They were the seers. That's a clue, right? They're the seers, so they're the visual thinkers, right? And these are the same people who later on are destined to become the saints. Oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. Yeah, those kind of saints, That's the saints that are being traumatized, specifically being traumatized for their whole lives by the written word-based school system that is dumbed down and designed to keep people in ignorance. And you know what, right? It's funny because I can tell people this, and there's all these supposed Christians out there that they don't care. They don't care. They're not interested in hearing the truth. They don't want to hear it. They won't hear it. They'd rather believe that they're going to go to heaven when they die, and all they've got to do is say a few prayers and sing a few hymns. And they're not living in the truth. The truth is right there in front of you. It's right in front of your face. It's happening right there. You're sending your children to be brainwashed and traumatized, and turned into sort of slaves, psychological slaves. See, that's my truth. And the only remedy for people like me is to drink alcohol and smoke cannabis. Now, ideally, if I could afford medical marijuana, I wouldn't need to drink alcohol. I could just get a gram of cannabis extract, and have that in some food every day, and and I'd be fine. But because I can't afford that, that's going to cost maybe £50 a day, 30, 40, £50 a day. I just can't afford it. So what I can afford is maybe £5 a day. I've been doing for the last 5 years mainly is just going picking up a few like joint ends in the street, because otherwise I have to deal on the black market, and deal with sort of criminal types. It's really hard work trying to get and buy cannabis in a black market. It's not easy. It's really hard work, and it's really expensive, and it's really stressful, and because I've already got traumatic stress disorder and I like to go for walks anyway, I can find all I need just on the streets, just picking up a few joint ends, just to have a little smoke, just so I can get some proper sleep and stuff, and then supplement that with a bit of alcohol to sort of like enhance the effects and help me to relax a bit more. That's why I drink and smoke. And the reason so it's taken me a long time, because this is like irreversible trauma. It doesn't go away. So trying to get off of my medicine, like cannabis and alcohol, is not a straightforward thing. It's involved lots of preparation, lots of hard work and research and stuff, to the point where I'm now confident that I can just stop it for at least a month. For like 30 days, I can stop drinking and smoking cannabis and tobacco, and stop using alcohol. But it's taken a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of work. And like the last 4 years has involved nightmares, It hasn't been an easy last 4 years. There's been I've had serious PTSD attacks, where it felt like I was it felt like I was in a war zone for 2 weeks, where there wasn't bombs going off all around me, but it felt like that. I felt like really, really under a huge amount of pressure, and it takes a long time to get over that. Having an episode like that, it takes months to get over it, if not years. And I was so angry about it. I shouldn't be in this position, and if I blame everyone. You're all guilty of this, because when I try talking about it, nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody's going to help me or help the world stop traumatizing these people that are supposed to be the saints. So although I feel quite alone and alienated, I still feel like I've got my feet firmly on the ground. I've built my building on solid foundations. I'm living in the truth, so I just know when I go outside, I know when I look at people, that they have got no humanity. For the vast majority of them anyway, they've just basically got no humanity. They're just no different from insects to me, like cockroaches and stuff, and animals, sheep and stuff. So it's there's two sides to this, right? There's the loneliness, alienation stuff, but there's also in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So it's is my glass half full, or is it half empty? It's both, but I'm trying to, be more aware of the fact that it's half full. That seems like the sensible thing to do. So anyway, okay, it's getting on a bit now. How long have we had? Nearly 25 minutes. I've got a lot more to say. I'm probably gonna. Oh no! Hang on a minute. Yeah. Did I say I was going to stop drinking and smoking today? I might do that. I'm having second thoughts. I did think earlier that I was going to leave it till the weekend, till the full moon, but I'll just see how it goes. I'm not a very reliable person when it comes to things like this, and No, I've got to try and think about this, because there's the super ego, like the agent in my mind, is trying to say, no, go and have a cigarette. You'll be fine. You know, everything will be fine if you just have another cigarette. You'll be fine. It's really persuasive, you know. That's why it's so difficult sometimes to give up drinking and you know, addictions and stuff. This super ego it's like this voice. It's like a shadow voice. You can't hear it directly, but it affects your emotions and your feelings, and you know, it's very persuasive and it's very subtle. It's the devil. It's the devil. That's what Agent Smith is. It's like, it's this super ego. It's been programmed. This is what the schooling is about, you know, and the media and stuff. It's all about programming your super ego, you know, to sort of like keep you in check. So you've got this internal sort of slave master. And this is what I think those first few books of the Bible is about. When Moses is fighting the angel or whatever it is, and it pulls his right thigh joint out of its socket. He's fighting himself, you know. It's his super ego, you know. And it's the same with the taskmaster earlier on, when he kills the taskmaster. It's the super ego, you know. You've got to kill it, you know, and it's part of yourself. It's sort of, it sets itself up as part of you. But the fucking system and the people that run the school system and the government and that, they know, and the media, they know how to program it. So it's this part of you that's supposed to be there as a kind of like a fail-safe sort of mechanism in your psyche. But what they've done is they turned it into a tyrant. They programmed it into being a tyrant. So, you know, and that's why the school system is like a prison. Because it's training you to feel like you're a prisoner, you're in captivity, because you are in captivity. You know, we're born into captivity. This is exactly what the Bible is all about, right at the beginning. You know, Moses was born into captivity and he wanted to take his people away. That's I can't help just repeating the same thing, because that's what we are. We're in captivity. I want to escape. I want to be free. I want other people to be free, you know. But of course, the system wants to keep everyone trapped. It's like, so that pen I was talking about from the guy in the Matrix, the architect, right? That pen symbolizes writing your own script. So now what I'm doing is writing my own script. This is why I'm making myself free from alcohol, free from caffeine, free from tobacco, free from cannabis, free from everything, free in all ways. And you know, there's more to it than that. I've got loads of tricks up my sleeve still. Okay, I don't know why the live chat's not coming on. I don't know how to activate it at the moment. No, I don't. There's no. What does that do? Does that do anything? Oh, hot retarded chicks. Okay. Hi there. HRC. Is that me? Am I here? I don't know. It's telling me that hot retarded chicks is here. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll probably be back tomorrow. And I'll be really strung out, because I wouldn't have smoked for 24 hours or drunk or anything. So it'll be a completely different show, probably. It'll probably be much shorter, much more miserable.